To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Okay, so I'm back at the tiny house build again today, and today I'm focused on water. So as you know, I got the shower finally installed. I got the drain put in. So now I just got to get the plumbing to bring the water into the house. A quick note, I installed the drain and I did not put in what's called a P-trap. And now what a P-trap does is it looks like a P is what it, the letter P. And so underneath your sink, you'll see this whoop-de-loo. Well, down there at the bottom of that whoop-de-loo is filled with water. When the sink drains down, it pushes that water out and leaves more water behind. And so what that's supposed to do is keep the odors from your sewage line coming back into the house. You should have one in all your drains. Well, I did not put a P-trap in, and a lot of people noticed. Now, what they say is you gotta have a P-trap, but I don't need a P-trap, and for several reasons. One, P-traps freeze. When you put them underneath a mobile home, they hold that water, and so they freeze. And so you won't have any ability to drain water unless you go underneath there and you put some sort of electrical heat tape around it. Well, we don't have enough electric to actually thaw that out. So what you end up doing is going underneath there with a little blowtorch and heating it up long enough so you can take a shower, and then it's going to freeze again. So you're underneath there every day. Well, I don't want to do that. The other thing is when I said I was going to run it down to the septic tank, that would assume that you already knew that we're not going to use the septic tank. I've talked about this several times now. We've decided that we are going to buy a composting toilet. So no waste is going to go down there. Nothing that stinks other than the gray water, which a lot of people suggested if you're not going to use a P-trap, to just let it run out on the ground. Well, that's essentially what I'm doing, except I got this little holding tank that goes through a series of pipes and things, and it'll be less muddy and yucky, and it's already there, so I don't have to buy the gravel is what I'm trying to say. Everything's down there. Now, the other thing is when I ran it into the pipe outside, that pipe outside was a 4-inch pipe, and the pipe I put into it was a 2-inch pipe. So my thinking is that any smells that would come out of there is simply going to escape around the pipe. It's not going to force its way up into this hole here. Now the other thing is the shower has a removable cap, so I could actually plug it up in between uses if I needed to. I'm not going to need to, but it's just a backup plan. This still keeps me from having to worry about freezing water in the P-trap. I've worked very hard trying to keep the water coming into the house from freezing. I'm not going to do something silly by simply putting in a P-trap. Lastly, if I do start having some smells coming out of the septic tank for whatever reason, I can pour a little bit of bleach down it and it will kill any of the smell. Bleach will kill the bacteria that produces the smells. But I'm not going to have that problem. It's just gray water. So that being said, if you are going to put your shower into an existing sewer line that has sewer in it, you're going to want to put a P-trap in to keep those smells from out of there. Also some gases and different things. So, okay, so today, I don't think it's going to be very complicated, except it's cold outside and everything's frozen. Today I'm going to install the IBC tank. I'm going to put it up here in the little box that I made. You might be able to see it right there. I'm going to put it in the box. I got all the materials I need now. I'm going to run a hose through this ventilation here so I can run it into my on-demand water heater. And my electric, I got my battery there that's going to run the RV pump. I got a new RV pump. I'm not going to use the old one because it was starting to wear out. I think we've used it for 3 years now. And then I'm going to try to find my fan. I got a little computer fan somewhere in the back of the truck that I'm going to put in. And I should have running water. Last night, I dumped the IBC tank while it was still warm outside. Got my shower in. Got Carolyn and I both got our showers in case I can't get water running today. We'll be okay for a day or so. We filled up all our buckets with clean water. Again, if something goes wrong, we can still do dishes and wash our hair or clean up or whatever we need to do. It's not going to go into 3 days. It may take another day depending on the temperatures. I got to drag that IBC tank up. Now the problem is it did freeze almost instantly right after I got the tank drained out. So there's still a sludge of ice down at the bottom of the IBC tank. So it may be a little bit heavy trying to get it up here. I do have a little cart wagon. I may strap it to the cart wagon and we can pull it up. Okay, so I've hooked up the second pump. This pump I've had for a few years. It was always a spare pump. I used it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I pulled the wire out by accident, so I rewired it. So it's basically a brand new pump, which is replacing the pump that I've had on this system type. I used to use a bucket before I used a tank. It's been on there for 3 years. I got this off Amazon for like 34 bucks. They're called Surge Flow, something like that. And it works really good. It's like 35 pounds pressure and 3 gallons per minute. Easy to wire up. It doesn't matter which way you wire it. I've tried both. It works both ways. And that is what I'm going to hook into my little lawnmower battery. So now I have this that I've rigged up so I can screw a hose into it. So this hose will go into this. This goes into the water heater in the house. Pretty basic setup. Once you figure out all the components you need to get this hooked up. The biggest problem I have is the hose clamps tend to wear out way before the pump ever does. I replace hose clamps, gosh, probably once a year. Now you'll see there's a little blackening on the hose here. It froze several times this winter, so I just come in with a little blowtorch and thaw it out. Just be careful you don't melt it through, but it leaves that little stain on there. All right, so I got the shower in. I got running water. Watch. Oh, I forgot the air. There's air in the line. Can you see it? Probably not. Haha. Hot water. That's great. So, to kind of show you what I did here, I put the water heater up against that metal that I've been talking about for the last couple of days. So over here, as I was showing you this morning, I was able to run the hose through the wall. You see my battery, that's the lawnmower battery, that's running the RV pump. I also have my little fan there, but I don't have it hooked up yet. I think I'm just going to tape it or something to that ventilation and blow air into it. Tonight it's not supposed to get below freezing. For the next 2 nights it's not supposed to. So the well water that I'm putting into it, it's about 65-ish degrees. So that'll keep it warm tonight. I got insulation covering. I'll take you out there in a little bit and show you what I did. I'm filling it right now. You may hear the hum, I don't know, from the generator. The generator runs the well. The well fills the IBC tank. The RV pump takes the water from the IBC tank and into the shower through the battery and all that I just showed you. But before I go outside and show you that, I want to show you what Carolyn's been up to today. She made a desk for me so I can do my work, which I haven't done much of today. So what she did, she took the pallets that the pallet wood came on and she cut it in half. She reassembled it. That gave her the 2 legs. She took the pallet wood and just nailed it to the 2 legs. She made a back for it right here, and then over here she's made a drawer that's going to go right across here. Now she's taking it all apart. She wants to stain it. So I'm going to take you outside and show you the tank and the tank box. It is noisy, so I'll try to talk loud, but I got to run the generator, like I said, to fill it. Okay, so I got the tank in. I'm filling it from the well using the generator. This is a 275 gallon IBC tank. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, Rob, well water, you're going to get moss in there and slime and yuckies, but I put bleach in it. And you need to go to the FDA's webpage. They actually tell you to use bleach to purify water. Since our well has a crack in it, we know it's not purified. So I do this every time I fill the tank. Now remember, all municipalities chlorinate their water. In order to get the bleach out, we use the Berkey water purification system. I haven't talked about the Berkey in probably 6 months. We love the Berkey. We've used it, I guess what, coming up on 10 years maybe. So today has been a fantastic day. I'm really happy we got the water running. So I hope I can inspire you to start living your dream. Thanks for watching.